So, the Devil Magniloquent basically means that you're against pompous people. I can't stand elitism. It gets on my nerves really quick. If anyone treats someone like they're lesser than them, it just goes straight to my piss off switch. Uh, and at the time when I wrote this, which was probably a year ago, I was thinking, oh, a lot of my music's gonna be about saying to fuck with convention, and I'm not anti-establishment, really. I've uh, always been kind of against the status quo, social norms. That's gotten me hurt in the past because I'll just be myself, and I'm a little detached from a lot of the ideals. I don't remember the word for it. It's like social consensus of what mask to wear. But growing up, the only way I found that I can fit in society is just by not talking much. Um, because there's a lot of things that you shouldn't talk about that I have no qualms talking about. I can say things that really bother people, and it it leaves me in a position where I feel, for a long time I felt like, oh, everyone just feels that I'm lesser than them because I'm a little rough around the edges, and that's just not a good feeling. And I think that's the base where a lot of this song came from. Is, it's about accepting people, and it is really designed to be a rallying call at concerts. But I I'm working on something else right now, so I honestly, the song's probably just going to, you know, fade. I don't really know what's going to happen to it. Just released it. I worked hard on it. I enjoyed it. And now I just don't know what's going to happen with it. But let's do this. So this song's at 100 beats per minute, um, and it's to simulate a heartbeat. The did it. That's, I mean, I'm sure you figured it out. If you like this song, that's it simulates a heartbeat and then flatlines towards the end. The hello, my name is Devarien. Um, I always thought that'd be a fun way to open a concert with, like, if people didn't know me, just kind of, yeah, you know. But, yeah, and the guitar is really simple. You don't even have to fret anything to play it. The drums, a lot of percussion. I did a lot of the percussion by itself on this one. Normally I compose drum loops, and that's how I do all my percussion to save time in the studio and time on writing songs. Um, I'm just, I've been doing music for so long that I do cut corners on certain things, and percussion is such a bitch to record and compose that I prefer to simply use loops. In future work, I do want to switch back to a normal trap set because it does sound better, but I'm hoping to be a little bit more financially stable when I start doing that, because that takes a lot of time in the studio versus now where I show up with a pre-composed percussion line and just throw it in the computer, and Scott does the best he can with it, and then I do the guitar and the bass and the vocals and such. Scott told me that I scream too much in my music, and I'm going to end up killing my darling. Uh, but, fuck off, I like to scream. You may notice that it sounds really messy and convoluted, and that I did do on purpose. I wanted it to sound kind of like a tidal wave hitting rocks, if you catch my drift. Just messy and crashing down and chaotic. This is not another call to rebellion. This is all about self. This first line of vocals can make this sound like it's a very selfish song. I mean, the whole song sounds self-absorbed, but it's not the intent of it. It's it's a rallying cry. It's try to get people pumped, and there's two things that can happen when you act like you're hot shit. Either people will hate you because you're being a douchebag, or it will give other people the confidence to act like hot shit. That's what this is. And the line, this is not another call to rebellion, this is all about self-validation. My intent with that line was to say, like, look, I'm not just another angsty wannabe who just wants to sing songs about rebellion and shit. There's enough of that in the world. This song's really about self-empowerment, about confidence, about not giving a fuck what the world thinks about you, but in a healthy way, not a let's burn it all down way, just in a, the world makes me feel bad about who I am. Well, fuck that, I'm a great person. More along those lines. The music industry, because, rebellion, especially when it comes to rock and metal, rebellion sells, and I don't like being told what to do. Yeah. So, fun fact, Psycho Devarien comes from a comic book character I created. Devarien's just my stage name, but it actually means something. So it was originally Psycho Devarien, which meant psychotic devious variant, and he was a government, what do you call it? Basically, he was a chimera that the government created to be an assassin so that he couldn't be tracked with his DNA and blah blah blah. So, but where I took on the stage name of Psycho Devarien, I loved the word, and I wanted to actually call a band Psycho Devarien. And I told my buddy, who's a wrestling promoter, professional wrestling promoter, that I wanted to have a band called Psycho Devarien. And he changed it around, and I was going to open a show for him, and he put me on he started marketing me as Psycho Devarien, just social media marketing. And yeah, so when I played the gig, and people remembered that, I thought that was funny, because just random people remembered me from the gig and started calling me Psycho. And and I'm not disparaging people with antisocial disorder. I've dated someone with antisocial disorder, so I'm not sitting there claiming I'm a psychopath. It's more along the lines of my music can be very energetic and chaotic, and I myself am very chaotic by nature. So that's really the thing to take away from that. But yeah. My voice changes so much day to day. I'm a smoker. I have acid reflux. My level of fitness goes up and down. I wish I could have gotten lower on this part and step more into Corey Taylor's wheelhouse, but it is what it is. Jump on my ship so we can roll. I'll get you through till you have your own. I think we all just had enough. Let's play this place for a place we love. Psycho. Well, I'm gonna skip around a bit because I'm happy not hearing my name screamed by myself over and over again. I just don't feel like masturbating right now. So this is kind of like, you know, as I said, this is a concert song mostly, and this part where I'm asking people in the crowd, like, okay, who are you really? Who do you want to be? Who do you know? Who do you want to be at this show? Want to dress up, act like an ass? You want to be a nerd? You want, who are you? And be proud of who you are. Just let the world know and not give a fuck. I totally stole this from Metallica's version of Whiskey in a Jar. I always thought it was such a cool lyric, and I wanted it in this song. The actual lyric is "Stand and deliver, the devil he may take you." But and it's about holding someone at gunpoint. I think it was badass. I've always loved it since I was a teenager, so I used it in this song. So there's three guitars in that one part. I have a rhythm guitar playing the low, one lead guitar playing the high low, the higher. It's up at the 12th fret, playing the octave of the low notes, and then the lead guitar comes in. But yeah, there you go, guys. That's the song breakdown of The Devil Magniloquent. I hope play it. I haven't had a chance to play it live yet. I'm not really touring right now. I'm waiting to see how the album The Devil Magniloquent does, so that I can figure out where people will actually want to hear me. But yeah, definitely get together and play this song live, and I'll see if y'all love it or hate it, and that'll determine what I do with it in the future. In the meantime, thank you for watching this. I really don't expect people to watch my breakdown videos. I honestly do them just to pad my YouTube algorithm. But there's plenty other ones if you want to check them out, and be sure to check out my music videos and songs on streaming platforms, and hook it up. I get paid whenever you stream my music on Spotify, and so I appreciate it when that's done, if you like what I do. But y'all have a